Hey, it's Allie from Little Hill Homestead. We are on recipe 3, I think of 4. If I come up with some more ideas, I might add more to this series, but 3 or 4 of our holiday sourdough flavors. Today we're gonna be making peppermint mocha. This one I think is gonna be interesting. I'm not really sure what it's gonna turn out like. It's a totally made from scratch recipe. I'm hoping it turns out and I'm hoping it's delicious. It's kind of like a brownie turned sourdough, but with peppermint flavor. I don't think it can be bad. So let's get started. The first thing we have is I have 1.5 cups of warm water. You know me, if I have any flavorings, I like to put them into water so it dilutes it a little bit. We're gonna add 2 teaspoons, I should have opened this before, 2 teaspoons of peppermint extract. I think that might be kind of strong, to be honest, but I kind of want a punch of peppermint. So if you're not a peppermint fan, just reduce it a little bit. Okay. So I always put that in there, like I said, to dilute it so that when you build it, it's not just like one pocket of the peppermint. So to our bowl, we're gonna add 1/2 cup of active starter. Why? Every time that I do this, do I forget to grab my scraper? It's like guaranteed. 1/2 cup active starter. I fed Vinny this morning. I wasn't planning on filming until tomorrow morning, and then he was like, hey, I want to be a little active earlier than normal today, so we'll just wing it. 1/2 cup of starter. We're gonna add to that, let's see, we'll go with our sugar. This is 1/3 cup of just granulated sugar. I'm gonna go ahead and add our water in there. Like I said, that's warm water. It was, I have it written down, guys, 1.5 cups of warm water with our peppermint in it. I'm just gonna give that a little mix in to get our starter kind of distributed a little bit. Okay, I have 1/3 cup of cocoa powder. I'm hoping that it gets kind of like a beautiful like brownie color. I mean, obviously it's gonna be brown, but I want it to be kind of a little bit sweet, super chocolatey, you know. This is gonna be 1.5 teaspoons of just table salt. Okay, we have 4 cups of bread flour going in. And then I'm the type that I like to add my mix-ins in doughs like this at this stage, because I feel like if I do it later when after the stretch and folds, it doesn't get incorporated fully. So I'm doing 1 cup, these are just semi-sweet chocolate chips. So I'm just gonna use my dough whisk. You can use your hand, whatever floats your boat. And we're gonna shape this like a traditional sourdough loaf. Ooh, this one's gonna give me a little workout. We're gonna do stretch and folds. I think because of the mix-ins, I'm gonna do 4 stretch and folds, but I'm just gonna kind of wing it. I always do at least 3. So just trying to get the flour, everything incorporated into our bowl. All right, that'll do. There's our dough, beautiful. I'm gonna cover this with saran wrap, set a timer for 30 minutes and come back and do my first stretch and fold. Hey guys, we're back. I did 2 of the stretch and folds without you guys, because honestly, if you wanna see how to do stretch and fold, I will link my basic sourdough below, but I feel like it's kind of an extra 5 minutes, so I don't really need to put it in every video. I will tell you I'm cheating. I like to do 2 doughs at the same time. By the time you get the oven warmed up and your pan warmed up, it's just as easy to do 2. So these are both of our 3 and 4 flavors, but we're gonna pretend that they're not both here, but they're both here. This is our chocolate one. I'm gonna do my final stretch and fold. I kind of just pull it up, jiggle it, and fold it on itself. Quarter turn, same thing. Do that all the way around. I go around the bowl twice. I know some people pull it way up. I mean, I can, yeah. This one's definitely not as sticky of a dough. It's really pretty though. I like the texture it's turning out to be. Those chocolate chips are gonna be awesome in there, I think. But once we do our full turn like that, oh, I forgot to do this part. I'm just gonna skip ahead and move on. Flour your countertop. And we're gonna pull our dough out. We're gonna try to make it into like a rectangle as best you can. This one, like I said, isn't quite as easy to work with, but I find it easier to work with. It doesn't get quite stretched out as some of the doughs do. All right, pull it on itself halfway, pull the other side up on it, and then roll it into a log. Then you have your basic sourdough shape. I'm gonna put a little flour around, and then, you know, put your hand underneath it, pull it towards yourself. And that's gonna help shape that ball that you want. All right, I'm gonna, whoop, no, I'm gonna go a little more because it's not quite hold on to itself. My chocolate chips are popping out. All right, there's our dough. I have a bowl here pre-floured. I'm gonna flip the dough into that bowl, flour it so the towel doesn't stick, and fold it up on itself. I'm gonna pop that into the refrigerator until tomorrow. You can bulk ferment this one up to 36 hours, I would say, is probably your max that you wanna do. You don't want it too tangy. I'm gonna probably do about 12. Maybe 24, we'll see where I end up. But that one's going in the fridge, and I'm gonna also work on my other one. Same time. Good morning, it's day 2. I have our Peppermint Mocha Sourdough. All I've done so far is take it out of the bowl and remove the towel that we had wrapped around it. I'm gonna take just a little bit of all-purpose flour, put it on the top so that we can see our scoring design a little bit better. All I do is kind of rub it in so that it kind of looks cohesive. I use just a piece of string. You can use dental floss as well. And I was just thinking kind of a cute little snowflake on this guy today. All right. I'm just gonna use a razor straight without my little handle on it today. And we'll see what we can do. I'm gonna do every other one kind of in that same design. I'm not going too deep on these because I don't want them to spread out so far that it makes it kind of wonky. This one does have the chocolate chips in it, so if I hit a bump, it may mess with it, but. I'm gonna do that design like that. And then the ones that are coming off, I'm just gonna do a little bit up towards the top instead of the whole thing. Put one coming out. When you do a design that's not quite this deep, we're gonna do one deep cut on the opposite side. And it'll give it that little ear that sourdough is kind of known for. If you're using just a straight razor blade like this, you need to be really careful that you don't put your finger on the top of it. I do own a suture kit, but I don't really want to use it today. So I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna do the main middle part just very, very lightly. So we keep our design, but we don't want it to split too much. And what's in this one? Like I said, we're just gonna do one big cut and like a half circle around that edge. That lets our steam out and it gives it that beautiful little lip on the side. So that'll be where it kind of spreads. All I'm gonna do, I I have preheated my oven at 475 degrees. I've had it going for about 45 minutes. My pan is in there. It's a lidded Lodge pan. It's like a pot with a lid. I have it in there, and so it's preheated, and I have my cookie sheet underneath it so the bottom of this doesn't get quite so dark. I'm gonna lift this by the parchment paper, put it in the pan, put the lid on for 20 minutes. At the 20-minute mark, we remove the lid, and then you're gonna cook another 20 to 25 minutes, kind of just eyeballing from there what you think looks good and done. So I will be back with the finished product. All right, we are back with our Peppermint Mocha Sourdough. I did one cut on it. We're gonna go ahead and give it a second cut. Oh yeah, it's good and crispy. Ooh, all right, I'm gonna give it a little tear. I know I've told you guys, I need new knives. It is what it is. Okay, here's our, pick it up. There's a piece of the middle. It's like steamy. The chocolate chips are like melting. Like, yeah. I can't decide if, well, I guess no one would taste it. This is like a dessert bread or like a good breakfast bread. Oh, that's gonna be hot. Why do I like to torture myself with, here, let me cut molten lava hot bread and eat it for you guys. Oh, come on, that's, I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but the chocolate chips like made like this marble. Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna eat this piece. No, that's the bottom. I don't want to eat that part. You want the good middle part, right? The good gooey. Y'all. That's a good one. Okay, the chocolate is warm and gooey, and the dough is like perfectly chocolatey, but not overkill. And the peppermint is just enough that when you eat it, you feel that cold peppermint as you, in your mouth. It's not overwhelming. It balances it really well. Oh man, that with just a little bit of butter on it for breakfast. Oh yeah. All right. Maybe I was just in the mood for chocolate and didn't realize it. Okay. So far you watched me for like a minute and a half just nodding and saying but this might be my favorite so far. I think this is my favorite so far. Mostly because it's kind of like I'm eating brownies, but I can eat in mass quantities because it's called bread. Anyway, this one took a lot longer to cook than I thought. So my normal breads take 40 minutes. This one took an hour. So what I would say to do is put your lid on for 25 minutes, remove it, and do 35 more minutes. I don't know if it was the chocolate chips, the moisture. I'm not really sure what it was that caused it, but it did take a lot longer for this one to cook. Man, I'm ready. I'm talking with my mouth full. All right. I'm gonna cut a real piece of this and go have a little snack before lunch. Actually, it's Brenner. No, that's dinner. I don't know what this meal is gonna be called, but I didn't have breakfast yet, so, but it is lunchtime. Anyways, I have no idea what I'm talking about half the time, you guys, in case you haven't figured it out. All right, well, thank you so much for watching Little Hill Homestead. We always appreciate you guys and your support. If you have any other sourdough recipes for the holidays or for the new year that you guys want me to try, I'm down for it. I know I keep like throwing ideas at you. My newest one is cherry sugar cookie. I don't know. I just look around and I come up with ideas. I'm gonna have like 75 loaves of sourdough by the time this is all over, and I'm down for it. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like I said, I truly appreciate you guys. Hit subscribe. If you guys want any flavors, leave them below in the comments.